is those cones can weigh up to 10 kilos and be the size of watermelons. So when they're all falling out from the tree, it's a bit dangerous. So we have to section off all the areas and send our workers up there.
I wasn't recording.
Our Melbourne VIC here. I'm going to show you another one of those a little bit further up.
Sorry, what tree is this big one with the fruits on it? What?
The Melbourne VIC.
To the right one? Melbourne VIC fruit?
Melbourne VIC fig.
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 Yeah, and I will show you another one a bit further up. That's where we go. We have a lovely tropical rainforest called Fern Gully. We're going to go through that very, very soon. But before we do, I'll take you down this little path.
Cycle step up it is no? Friends again?
Down along this path we do have one of our tallest trees in the garden. It's called a Taxodium macronatum. Standing at 44 metres tall. Now you'll probably be able to spot it because it's got an absolutely whopping tree trunk to it. This is it here, so it kind of gives you a bit of an idea of how big it is from the ground up.
Californian redwood.
And out to the other side we have our sensory garden. Now this is a new little garden. It's only been in place for 2 years. This is kind of a relaxation and wellness garden. So there's lovely little places to sit down and relax. All the kind of the plants they've chosen for here have lovely smells. The flowers have lots of lovely colours. And it overlooks what we call Central Lake as well. So if you do need to kind of calm yourself from the hustle and bustle of life, come and take a seat in the sensory garden. Now out to my left hand side you will see 3 pine trees growing here on the lawn. Oh, very similar. Now these are pretty special trees, these ones. These are called Wallamai pine. Now these date back to the dinosaur times. But no, everybody thought they actually went extinct millions of years ago. That was up until 1994. A rock climber was going through the Wallamai National Park in New South Wales, went down a gorge and found these strange looking trees growing. They found out that the only place left in the whole world where these trees still exist was this tiny gorge in New South Wales. So pretty spectacular. So because they were kind of been around since the time of the dinosaurs, they call them
Just
the
say hello.
dinosaur.
It's called sign language. That's how you say hello in sign language. What did your dirty mind think?
We'll go through Fern Gully now, the very own rainforest. Now, one thing you might notice is there kind of be a rush of cool air coming through the bus. It always does stay a few degrees cooler in Fern Gully, so this is actually a great place to have a wander through or maybe even sit on a hot summer's day.
Are there snakes?
I think there will be.
So it's not a good place to sit.
So Fern Gully is one of our oldest collections, and the idea was to try and recreate the rainforests that are found in northern Australia, especially in the Queensland region.
Why?
Now, about 20 years ago, in kind of the early 2000s, we had a colony of 25,000 bats all living here in Fern Gully. Now, they were quite noisy, quite smelly, and they were doing a lot of damage to a lot of the trees in here. At one stage, Fern Gully had to be completely closed down. We couldn't have people walking through there. So there was this big discussion on how do we solve this issue. So a group of people thought, if they make a lot of noise, would the bats go and find somewhere else to live? So every day while the bats were sleeping, they went into Fern Gully, they bashed pots and pans with wooden spoons, they played loud music out of speakers, and after about 2 weeks the bats had enough, they all flew off, went to live in a nearby park. 20 years later, they're still in that park and they haven't been back since, so the trick worked.
Whose idea was it?
Interesting tree here just out on the left. This is called a water gum or a canuka. This is an Australian tree normally found along the east coast of Australia. The bigger they get, the more it spreads.
The smell.
And then out to the other side is on the right, we've got our New Zealand collection to all plant life from the island of New Zealand. We do find this collection does grow quite well here in Melbourne. And roughly around 80% of the plant life on New Zealand wasn't originally found anywhere else in the world.
Your map gives a weird reflection.
Got another one of our lakes here. So this one's called Nymphaea Lily Lake. We have the lovely Nymphaea lilies growing on the water. We've got another big tree there. That's a Monterey cypress, which is kind of in the kind of North American region.
Which a beard.
We've got another one of our water gums here, or canukas. And then our New Zealand